So it is now day one of week 35, 34? 34, I'm jumping ahead a week. Day zero, if you will, of week 34. I'm shattered. I am beyond shattered. I had a really bad bout of insomnia last night. I could not sleep. I was tossing and turning all night. I was wide awake, which is really infuriating considering I spent most of this weekend sleeping, trying to recover on all the excess energy I've lost because I've not been able to sleep through the week. And then I got lots of sleep at the weekend, and then right before I had to go back to work, I've had a night of insomnia, so I woke up so tired this morning, so drowsy and so grouchy. I always wake up grouchy if I've not had enough sleep. On top of having a really bad night's sleep and severe insomnia last night, I've also woke up quite nauseous. I've not had morning sickness, thankfully. I have woke up quite nauseous. You know where you find all those treats. My phlegm is pretty bad today, and I also got a hot flush today as well. Just as I was about to leave for work, a really warm wave came over me and I was just burning up. I wasn't pardon me. I wasn't burning up to the touch, but I was warm. My hands felt warm, my head felt warm, my body felt warm. And I just felt like I was overheating even though I wasn't. So I very slowly, it took me about half an hour to get all my gear on for work. Finally got everything on, got my boots on, stepped outside the front door, and my God, the relief on the cold. It was actually so cold this morning that I could see my breath in the air, but I was warm. I was nice and toasty. I had no issues with the temperature. So God knows what happened there, but I've basically woke up with a very rough start to the day, let's say that. I've now got less than 2 weeks left until my maternity leave, which my God, I cannot wait for. I am so exhausted, so sleepy. After today, I've only got 6 working days left and 10 days until my maternity leave starts. So again, very excited for that. The week after that is Christmas. The week after that is New Year. The week after that, God knows. I mean, you can come at any time after that point. I genuinely can't wait to start maternity leave because I'm just it's getting so hard now just to get up and get out the door to work, and knowing that I have to be out for a certain time or a certain schedule and get the dog done by a certain time. It's very difficult when your body is not playing ball and not wanting to stay on a certain time schedule. It wants to sleep when it wants to sleep. It wants to be awake when it wants to be awake. As Jason put it, I'm practically nocturnal at the moment because I'm not sleeping at night and I'm conking out through the day, which is really annoying when I really need to sleep at night and I want to be awake during the day, not the other way around. That is how today has started. Today has not started well. I've only got the 2 dog walks today, which is the dog walk now with Baz in the background there. I've then got the Scotties this afternoon. I've then got the Basil and the Scotties again tomorrow. And I also need to run the shop after work as well, because we're running out of like the little essentials. But I'm still hoping to try and get some exercise done today, although it is going to depend completely on how exhausted I am and whether or not I need a nap when I get home. It's currently week 34, day 1, and it's also 6:30 in the morning. I am so tired. I am exhausted. I had another bout of insomnia last night. I think I've got maybe 4 hours sleep if I've been lucky. I'm having to whisper because Jason's still in bed. He's snoozing away like no tomorrow. And I am sat here, grumpy and grouchy and annoyed because I want nothing more than to sleep. I am so tired. I am so exhausted. But the second my head hits that pillow, I'm wide awake. I am wide awake. I cannot get comfy. I cannot turn off. My brain is on overdrive and it's driving me insane. It is actually driving me insane. I want nothing more than to sleep. I desperately want to sleep and I can't sleep. I cannot sleep. I don't know if it's the insomnia. I don't know if it's been the lack of exercise. I don't know whether or not my brain's just on overdrive or I'm worried about something subconsciously. I cannot sleep right now. And it's not even Minion. It's not even the baby wriggling around. I can sleep through that. He doesn't make that much movement at night time, with the exception of Friday night last week. I just can't sleep. It's driving me insane. It's literally driving me insane because I am so tired through the day. I am so freaking shattered through the day. But when it comes to night time, my brain turns on and I am fine. And I could easily just stay awake all night. So I decided today, instead of trying to fight through it and not working and just lying in bed and getting frustrated, I thought, stuff it, I might as well be frustrated and awake, get something to eat, and hopefully, after I've had something to eat, maybe I'll be tired enough to go down for a nap before I have to leave for work. So that's the hope at the moment, is get something to eat and then hopefully be tired enough for a nap before I have to go to work. And maybe that's just going to have to be my life for the next 2 months, or for at least until this insomnia passes over, is just wake up when I'm actually awake and then nap randomly between the day. So it's now Tuesday evening and I'm feeling a bit better. Jason, as usual, causing havoc and mayhem in the background. He's actually studying at the moment because he's got an interview tomorrow, which is very exciting, for a potential new side job or new second job, depending on what they're offering. So he's very much looking forward to that, but he is now currently revising. I'm feeling a lot better. I did what I said I did, which is have my breakfast, then went straight back down for a nap, and I slept for a solid 2 hours. No issues whatsoever. Slept for a solid 2 hours, woke up again, went out to work, and I've still got a little bit of energy now. I'm feeling a bit more cheerful. I did have a bit of fun with one of the dogs earlier. One of the Scotties has got a bit of a dodgy tummy today, and he ended up having diarrhea and then dragging his bum through said diarrhea. So it was all over his bum and up his tail. It was disgusting. So I ended up having to clean that off. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm far too pregnant to have to do this right now. I'm far too pregnant to have to deal with this literal shit. I am glad the walks were over. I got home, I got my girls down, I got something to eat. I have got some salmon prepped for later for me to eat because I really need to increase my protein intake, and I need to get back into the habit of eating salmon because it's good for me more than anything, and it's good for baby, and I am not nearly eating enough protein at all. But while I still have energy, not much, but while I still have energy, and now that the girls are in bed, or now that the parrots are in bed, I'm going to do a little bit of exercise. Again, nothing fancy, nothing spectacular. It's mostly going to be lower body exercises, so like squats and things like that. Maybe some balancing, maybe some dynamic movement of my hips just to help with the hip pain, which to be fair has been going down. It has been noticeably going down. And also just to relieve a bit of tension in my back because my lower back has been a bit tight. My upper back's not actually been too bad recently, but my lower back has been a bit tight. So doing some bits just to ease that off while I have the opportunity and the energy. Right, that's my exercises done for tonight. At least I did some. I actually had the energy to do some for once. I am now going to spend the rest of the night snacking, video editing, eating and sleeping in that order. Hopefully sleeping. I did actually have a chat with Jace this morning about my inability to sleep at night at the moment, or my insomnia playing up, and we both agreed that it's probably going to be better if I basically just stop trying to sleep through the night. Basically, like try and sleep through the night, like go to bed at my usual time, sleep when I'm ready to sleep, and then when I wake up, if I have energy and I'm struggling to get back to sleep, just get up, be awake for a couple of hours, then go back to bed and have a nap for a couple of hours, get back up, stay awake for as long as I can, go back to bed, which is not ideal when you're still working and you're still having to go out and do your dog walks and you do your job. But I do have a luxury that because I'm self-employed and because my dog walks are so quiet now, they're only taking me like 3 hours on average. I could potentially work that around before I start my maternity leave. So we're going to try that, or trial that, for this week. I do actually have the day off tomorrow because I've got a midwife appointment at 11:50. So I need to make sure that I am up and awake and out for that. But for now, I'm going to go get changed into my PJs. And as I said, I'm going to trial trying to go to sleep, just getting up whenever I get up and then napping throughout the day as and when needed. Because that seemed to have worked today. That does seem to have worked today. I was very frustrated this morning because I was so tired and so knackered, and I ended up getting up so early because I just could not sleep. But knowing that just a quick nap in between these wake spurts is helping, I'm hoping it will help in the long run. I need to go chill, and it's midwife appointment tomorrow. So it's now week 34, day 2. I've got the day off work today because we have a midwife appointment at 10 to 12. Jason has already been out and been to his interview. He's actually on his way home. He said he thinks the interview went well, so hopefully something good will come of that. I am looking a bit dishevelled because I've not long woken up. I woke up about an hour and a half ago. And like I said in the last clip, or yesterday I think it was, I'm trying this thing where I only sleep when I'm genuinely tired and I get up when I actually want to be awake. And that's already proving difficult. I ended up awake until 3 a.m. last night. Granted, I was reading, but I ended up wide awake until 3 a.m. It wasn't until about 10 to 3 that I actually started feeling drowsy. So I finished that chapter and then put the book down and went to sleep. Didn't help that Minion was kicking me and my cat was also mithering me. So it made it a bit more difficult to try and switch off and go sleep. Jason's just got home. But yeah, I didn't end up getting into bed until about 3 a.m. last night. I woke up about 9:30 a.m, give or take. Got up, got my parrots up, came downstairs, I've just finished breakfast and now getting ready to go to our week 34 midwife appointment. Don't know how it's going to go. Probably going to be the exact same as always. Check my pulse, check my carbon dioxide levels, check my urine levels, make sure I'm not getting any symptoms of preeclampsia. Hi my love, how was the interview? And then have a feel around for baby, see how baby's doing, possibly do some measurements I believe at this point. And potentially talk about my birth plan. I don't know yet, but I believe that's on the topic of subject either this week or at my next midwife appointment. I'm not sure. Find out what happens in a minute. It's week 34, day 3, and pardon me, I apologise. I didn't end up recording anything last night. It ended up being a, pardon me, really busy day. But it is now week 34, day 3, and I obviously need to update you guys on what happened at the midwife appointment. To be honest, it was nothing special. My midwife is on annual leave, so I had a community midwife. They were very stone-faced and very just quick, get to the point, get it over with. I need to get on with my job sort of thing. There was no real rapport building or interpersonal skills, but I think that's, or should I say, as Jason pointed out, it's most likely because they know they're probably not going to see me again. So there's no point in trying to build that interpersonal relationship. Unlike my direct midwife, who obviously would see me very often, and therefore that interpersonal relationship will be more required. Anyway, everything went well. My blood pressure is still fine. The blood pressure machine was a bit dodgy, but my blood pressure was fine. My urine is still fine. Baby is still seeming fine. My CO2 levels are still fine. No worrying symptoms, no signs of preeclampsia or anything like that. Everything is looking good and fine and healthy. Minion was very well behaved for her yesterday. Very well behaved. Usually when they go to check his heart rate, he starts kicking and punching the machine because he doesn't like being messed with. He doesn't like getting his heart rate checked. But he was very well behaved. He didn't fuss. He did have a bit of a wriggle, but he didn't fuss. He didn't complain. He didn't kick. He just sat there while she checked him. She said he was sitting very, very high. He was right up near my ribs, but he was at least head down and facing in the right direction. And I did point out that that is just for now. He will turn. And she's like, oh, will he? I was like, yep. If so long as I'm walking around, he's in the right direction. As soon as I lie down, it's like gravity takes over and he suddenly flips around. And he does. Every single night without fail, he changes to a horizontal position while I'm lying down in bed. Every night without fail. But on the plus side, everything is looking good, everything is looking fine, everything is still good. After the midwife appointment, we nipped to Asda to get a few bits that we needed, then walked home. We made sure to walk there so that I still got some exercise in that day. After Asda, my friend Vicky came round and oh my God, she has got me so much stuff. She did warn me that she actually bought loads of stuff for Minion and she actually brought it round in this gorgeous little hamper. I'll put a photo of it just here. But it was absolutely beautiful. She got me so much. So much. I'm gonna have to do like a separate clip either later today or tomorrow about all the stuff that she's got me. Because my God, that hamper was amazing. It was so good. She's got me so many things that I didn't even think about. She is so excited for him, bless her. She's so excited for him and I'm so grateful. Everyone is. Everyone's so excited for this baby. And then after Vicky came, Vicky stayed for a good couple of hours. We had a chat, we had a catch up. And then me and Jason decided we were going to have a gaming night because we haven't gamed together in over a week. It's been a long time since we gamed together. So we sat down and we played Coral Island together for several hours and completed a really good chunk of the altars and things like that. We did really well last night. And then went to bed. I actually went to bed on time. I actually managed to get to sleep not long after midnight, which was nice. And I slept well for most of the night. There was a little bit of waking up. I think I got up to go to the toilet twice. And there was a little bit of tossing and turning because it was quite warm last night. So I was finding it a bit difficult to get comfortable because I was just so warm. I always get so warm at night at the moment. But overall, I did have a fairly good night's sleep. Although apparently my body really needed the rest. My body really needed the rest. I only got out of bed at 11:30 in the morning. I wish I was joking. Luckily, I only have the one dog walk today, which I need to leave for in no less than 20 minutes. And I still need to eat breakfast. But luckily I only have the one dog walk today. Thankfully I only have the one dog walk today because my God, I would have been late if it wasn't for that. And I'll be honest, even though I've had a semi-good night's sleep, I'm still pretty drowsy. I think the insomnia from the last 2 nights have really got to me. I'm going to go do my dogs and then when we get home, I've got the rest of the evening free as a rarity, which is nice, but I've got the rest of the evening free. So I want to try and do some stretches and exercise so long as I've got the energy. I need to do some tidying of the house. But at the same time, I'm already so drowsy. I don't know whether or not I'm just going to come home and have a sleep. I have no idea yet. There's so much sleeping in the 3rd trimester. So much sleeping. So much sleeping in the 3rd trimester. So it's now 6:30 at night. I only got home about 4:45. And as soon as I got in, I rushed upstairs, fed my girls, got them in their cages ready for bed. Put away the shopping because I went to IKEA because me and Jason love the Winter Saga from IKEA and it only comes out around Christmas. So we've been really wanting it for about half a week now. So I went to IKEA specifically to get Winter Saga and to also get him some cook at home Swedish cinnamon buns, which he's been really enjoying recently. And I am currently enjoying said Winter Saga as we speak. It warms you up so perfectly. Put away the Winter Saga, got myself some food, and I made myself some salmon rice with some spinach. And I had that same meal a couple of days ago, and it tasted so bland and so boring and so horrible. And I thought to myself, well, I've been wanting to experiment with food for a while, so why don't we try putting some seasoning in it of some form? So I ended up adding some ginger and some paprika. Don't know why I struggled with that word. But I added some ginger and some paprika and I also put a little bit of cheese in just because I'm a cheese fiend. I am quite literally a cheese fiend. I love my lactose-free cheese far too much. Being honest, I've had a bit of a cheese addiction since I was a kid, which my dairy allergies quickly put an end to, but I still love a good bit of cheese, especially if it's lactose-free. I end up having salmon with rice and spinach, a tiny bit of cheese, and then the ginger and paprika, and oh my god, it tasted marvellous. It tasted wonderful, and I was just looking at it going, what is this nonsense? All I've done is add 2 flavours and it's just made it like magic, and suddenly I'm enjoying every single bite. And I keep joking to Jason that this is definitely his son. It's like there is no doubting that this is Jason's son. Jason's the only person I've been with for the last 11.5 years. It's actually quite entertaining how his genetics and his DNA is actually affecting my body, or having his child in my belly is affecting my body, because I grew up on bland food. I did. I grew up on very bland food. A lot of my relatives lived through the war, and so it was just, everything was laced with sugar, salt. You didn't really have flavours, you didn't really have spices mixed into the food. It was all very war-based bland food that I grew up on. My mother, bless her, did try her best to get veg and stuff like that in our diets, but one of my sisters jokes that she thinks I'm autistic because I have an issue with flavour and texture when it comes to eating, which I do. To be fair, I do have an issue with flavour and texture when it comes to eating, but so do some people with ADHD, so apparently I could also possibly have that. Anyway, enough of the mental health. Enough of the mental health topic, we don't need that right now. Anyway, I've always enjoyed bland food because of that. I grew up on bland food. Bland food is my comfort food. Always has been. I assumed always would be. But no, since I became pregnant with Jason's son, I suddenly can't eat bland food. I say suddenly. Since the start of my pregnancy, it's become harder to eat bland food. It's become more and more unappetizing, and I found I've needed food with flavour and spices, and it's really irritating because bland food is so easy to cook. It's so quick and so easy and so basic. Whereas spices, you need to get the balance right and you need to get the flavours right. And I've never been taught how to cook. Not properly. Not properly in any way, shape or form. I've never been taught how to use spices properly. I've never been taught how to use seasonings properly. So I really didn't know what to do. I just throw things in together and hope it works. And luckily on this occasion it did, and it worked very well. But it is really entertaining to me how much my taste buds have changed to more of Jason's tastes, because Jason hates bland food. My God, he despises bland food. He has to have seasoning in his food. Has to. Has to have seasoning or spices in some way, shape or form in all of his food. He has to have flavour. So we are completely different people when it comes to food preferences, and it is fascinating and weird and slightly irritating how my taste buds have changed so drastically to match his preferences. All because I've got half of his DNA growing in my belly. It's interesting. It's really interesting just how much pregnancy actually affects you as a person, and how much the person that you're pregnant with or your partner and their DNA being your body actually affects and has a... See, this is the problem with pregnancy brain. You start thinking of a word and the word suddenly disappears out your brain and you don't remember what you were saying. It has a... Nope, it's gone. It's gone, completely gone. No idea what I was talking about. I know it was something to do with flavour and something to do with how pregnancy is affected by the person that you're with. I can't remember the exact wording or phrasing I was trying to say. It's gone. It's gone. Anyway, hopefully you get the gist of what I was trying to say in some way, shape or form. As I was originally trying to say, it is late. I only finished eating at about 6 o'clock. And as soon as I finished eating, my brain turned off and I got really drowsy and really tired. Now usually, or according to my new thing of wanting to sleep when my body wants to sleep and be awake when my body wants to be awake, I should actually be going down for a nap right now. But if I go down for a nap now, I'm going to be awake till 3 a.m. and I don't want that. I'm probably already going to be awake till 3 a.m, but I would rather try and get some sleep before then if I can. So I am trying one last time to push through and see if I can stay awake. I'm trying to do some video editing of week 26. Week 26. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. We're nearly there. I'm trying to do some video editing to keep me awake. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing any exercises tonight. I am far too tired Minion is wriggling like crazy right now. I say wriggling like crazy, he's having one of his quieter days, but he's having a good wriggle around and a good push around at the minute. I'm just trying to stay awake, stay focused, and just survive humanity. Oh, that's what I was actually going to mention. I nearly forgot about that. So Jason now has the dates for his first aid course, which is on the day that Minion is due, the 19th of January up until the 23rd of January. So we are really hoping that my intuition is right and Minion is going to be at least a week late. And my nipples have started going crusty, which I know might be a bit too much TMI, but guess what? This is a pregnancy vlog and this is one of the things that happens during pregnancy, especially at this stage. Now, one of my nipples have been getting crusty-ish since about midway through the second trimester. The other one, not so much. Every now and again, but not so much. And apparently it's actually dried colostrum. It's your body preparing or clearing the ducts in preparation to produce colostrum. And around now, around week 34, 35 is when your colostrum starts to really come in, so to speak. Apparently they don't recommend harvesting it until at least week 37 because apparently harvesting colostrum can also, can also trigger labour or can be one of the things that get you to go into labour. However, the body does start trying to produce it as early as 34, 35 weeks. So I have a feeling that's why my nipples are a little bit crustier, because basically it's getting ready or starting to practice producing colostrum, and then that colostrum is drying on my nipple, and that's what is making the crustiness. So I'm having to rub it out or wipe it out on a daily basis now, because it can get quite painful if you don't shift it, if you know what I mean, or if you don't get rid of the crustiness in between all the little cracks in your nipple. It gets really uncomfortable after a while. It's like lots and lots of little tiny yellow scabs almost. Scabs is the wrong word because scabs are a completely different thing, but you get what I mean. They're like hard little nodules where the colostrum has been starting to leak and gone through all the cracks of your nipple. Anyway, now that that's TMI, that is just the other thing I wanted to update you guys on, is what is going on as part of our pregnancy. I've got one more day in work tomorrow. I've got 3 dogs in total. I am seriously debating whether or not to split them into 2 separate walks or to do them all as 1-3. I might just do them all in one go, but it does mean I'd have an earlier day, so I would actually have to get out on time, which has been very difficult this last couple of weeks. But it does also mean that I would have the rest of the day to chill and rest and get myself back together, so to speak. Then on Saturday we have our antenatal class. Our first ever antenatal class, as well as a tour of the labour ward and the delivery wards and stuff like that, which I'm very much looking forward to, very excited for. But for the rest of the night, I think I'm just going to chill, video edit, possibly get an early night, read my book, so that if I wake up early again, or if I wake up halfway through the night, I can just get up, have a chill, go down for a nap, and then get ready for work. We'll see. We'll see what the day brings. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Winter Saga. So it is now Sunday, day 6 of week 34, or plus 6 of week 34. The cat just started screaming. And Jason is currently playing a game, so apologies if there is any background noise. It has been a busy few days. On Friday, I obviously went to work. I actually had a difficult day on Friday because I woke up really freaking early. Really early. Got my breakfast down me, and then as soon as I finished breakfast I was tired again, so went straight back to bed. Woke up at about 11:30 in the morning, dashed out to work, and then as soon as I finished work it was a case of get home, get showered, get food, sort the pets out, and then dash out again, because we had tickets to go to Chester Zoo Lights and Lanterns, which we do with our friends every year or so, and we had to be there for 6 o'clock. And typically we were on time, and so was one of my friends, but none of my other friends were on time. One was 20 minutes late and one was nearly an hour late or something like that. So we were waiting around for quite a while, but we finally all got together, walked around the Chester Zoo Lanterns and Lights, which was really, really lovely, but we didn't get home until like 9:30, 10 o'clock, so the day was done. By that point, the day was completely over. Yesterday, we were meant to have an antenatal class yesterday. We were meant to have our birthing practice class, or our birthing antenatal class, and we were also meant to have a tour of the labour ward and the delivery ward. Unfortunately, that did not come to pass due to the flu, the flu bug that's going around at the moment. A lot of members of staff are off sick at the hospital because of it, and so there is a severe staff shortage, so they had to cancel the class. And midwife's primary care is obviously the person giving birth at the time, not the people in preparation to give birth. And we've still got 5 to 7 weeks to go. So I've been told that I'm going to get a phone call this week at some point to rearrange it or reschedule. Hopefully it's going to be at a point where we can actually get to. We're going to be away for 5 days over Christmas, 4 days over Christmas, something like that. So we need to try and arrange it around then. So hopefully there's going to be a class around then or near New Year, because I would like to try and go to at least one antenatal birthing class. That would be nice. Instead, yesterday we had a bit of a lie-in. I woke up very late on Saturday, got downstairs, had breakfast, had a read of my book. Jason played games, and then we agreed that since we'd not got an antenatal class, we were going to sort out baby's room. So that's exactly what we did. I was thinking of vlogging it, but I was so tired and my brain was just done. And Jason obviously doesn't do camera work. He wouldn't think to pick up the camera. So we didn't end up vlogging anything. We just got on with it. To be fair, it did work. We have tidied a lot of the baby's room now. We also got some drawer dividers, or like space dividers for the drawers, which has come in very, very handy. So all the clothes are now organized into one drawer for newborns, one drawer for 0 to 3, and one drawer for 3 and above. So that is all now organized, which makes me so much happier. We've also managed to get some more shelves off Jason's mum and dad and put those in Minion's wardrobe so that we can put bedding and blankets and towels and stuff on there for him. And the room is looking a lot better. It's still not there. There's still some stuff in there that we need to organize and put away or sort out, but it's getting there. We still need to get the bookshelf up there, but it's getting there. And then once we've finished sorting out Minion's room and like reorganizing and tidying like we've been meaning to do for ages, we came back downstairs and we just said, you know what, we're knackered, we've both had a long week, let's just game. So we ended up having a gaming night. I did a bit more reading. I managed to finish book number 5 of the Throne of Glass series, and then we had a game on Coral Island for the rest of the evening. We've done really well on Coral Island. We've unlocked like almost everything. And after we finished our gaming night, we went to bed. I read a couple more chapters of my book. I'm really invested in this series. Sarah J Maas, I really love her writing. I really, really do love her writing. She's a brilliant writer. Brilliant storyteller as well. It's like, there is some similarities between the Throne of Glass stories and the Court of Thorn and Roses stories. It's like there is some similarities, but you know what? It's still good. It is still good. It's still really good. And then today, if you can't tell by the constant... If you can't tell by the fact that I constantly have to pause to yawn, today I have actually spent most of the day asleep. Literally, most of the day asleep. It's fine. It just makes me laugh. But then today I ended up not waking up until 10 o'clock in the morning. Got downstairs, got my breakfast, and my body was already crashing again within like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I went back to bed, which annoyed me because I had a lot I needed to get done today, which I've not been able to get any of it done today. So I went back to bed, I got a 2-hour power nap, and then as soon as I woke up, it was a case of jump in the shower, get dressed, sort out the animals, and then I had to be out again within a couple of minutes because we were going to a meal with Jason's work because it's their Christmas get together for the paddle club sort of thing. So we all went out and had a meal together. Didn't quite go as planned. There was a bit of miscommunication from the servers and us, and somehow we ended up getting twice as much food as what we actually ordered. But we got there. We got there in the end. And it was a really lovely meal. It was really nice to have a catch up with everyone. But that has been my weekend. We've not long got home. We've not long got home at all. It's about 7:30 at night. I'm shattered. Jason's shattered. Jason's currently gaming. I'm about to have a game on Water Park Simulator, I think it's called, which I'm doing really well. I've got 3 stars so far. We're going to have a chill and an easy night because tomorrow we're having our 2nd growth scan and another obstetrician appointment straight after. And then straight after the hospital, we're going for a meal with Jason's family. So I'm probably not going to be able to vlog much tomorrow. So week 35 is probably going to start on Tuesday when I can actually have time to get the camera out. It might start Monday night if I find time to actually do any exercise, but we'll see. For the rest of the night, we're going to chill, and I will see you guys in week 35. Bye-bye.